On today's episode of the Bold Crew podcast, the Chargers get a big win in front of a national audience. Who are the unsung heroes, and where do the Chargers go from here? We talk about it all right now on the Bold Crew podcast.
Hey, yeah, hey, it's the Bold Crew, and we always win it. Hey, go against us, I don't recommend it. Hey, it's the Bold Crew, best up in the business. It's the Bold Crew, repping for the city. Macking on and off the field like Khalil. They hate on us cause we keep it too real. I'm talking smack like Phil Rivers in the field. Oh, you mad again cause we kept it real? Why you mad? Hey, I'm talking smack, I feel like Uncle Dave. Hey, I bring the pain, I feel like Derwin James. I could run and gun, I feel like Herbert down the lane. I feel like LT the way I'm stiff arming these lanes. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah. Ay, we just wanna win, we just wanna win, ay. Putting on for the city, putting on for the city. We just wanna win, we just wanna win, yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Bold Crew podcast. Dave Palais, Josh Palais, and Mario Heron. Again, it's a victory cigar night as the Chargers pull off a big win, 25-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. An exciting game. And I tell you what, going into this game, pretty nervous. And not just nervous about the score, guys, and who was going to win. I was nervous about everything that everyone I ran into today told me. Every time I ran into a Charger fan today, I said, what do you think is going to happen? And they all said the exact same thing. I just don't want Justin Herbert to get killed tonight. I want him to continue being healthy and being able to play the rest of the season. I was like, couldn't agree more. We talked about it during the week as far as Justin Herbert and how do you protect him against the Steelers team and how the Steelers looked just great in their last game before facing the Chargers. We talked about it's Sunday Night Football and you're going to see all these Pittsburgh fans in SoFi and how it's going to feel like a home game and this and that and everything that Mike Tomlin does. But, man, when it came time to show up, the Chargers showed up. And there's so many different plays that happened tonight, like in every NFL game, but there are plays that stood out on, wow. And I'm just going to start with one because there was a play tonight that was as close to, if not as good, as a play we saw earlier in the year that everybody's talking about. And it should be the NFL Player of the Year. It's the play where Justin Herbert, if you recall, against the Broncos, where he finds Ladd McConkey in the end zone, where it just didn't make any goddamn sense, right? We did it again tonight. I mean, in a crucial situation, and he lays the ball in there. The Steelers are like, how the hell did that just happen? As fans, as we're watching the game, we're like, how did that just happen? Yep, we needed a big play. Chris Collinsworth talked about it. Someone's going to make a big play. The Chargers made the big plays when we needed them. The whole time. How many times have we seen the Chargers in the past, Josh, where you go, why is it always the other team that makes the big play? This is the difference of winning franchises and losing franchises. And this is one of those situations. I think you look back at today's game, and I understand it's not the 1978 Steelers. I got it. It's still the Pittsburgh Steelers, a team that knocked off the Colts a week ago, right? And so it's still a Steeler team and a franchise that has a culture and a way of doing things that we talked about. The Chargers are trying to establish the same kind of thing, so it's not the same old Chargers where we dominated. You look at that score, we could have had more. We dominated that game.
Dominated that game. My favorite part about tonight's game was we were the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like, that was Pittsburgh Steelers football. And I don't want to compare us to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but if you were to switch uniforms, you would say that was the Steelers. We ran the hell out of the ball. We were the tougher team. We were laying hits all over the field. I didn't lay any hits. The Chargers laid hits all over the field. Defense was fast and aggressive. There are so many positives to take out of tonight's game, Mario. I'm just on cloud nine because I didn't know the Chargers could do this with the run game. Like, we'll just start there. For the run game, I didn't know the Chargers had that in their bag. The one thing we talked about this run game was, yeah, they're fine when you play against the Miami Dolphins and teams that aren't very good. The Steelers are not bad at all. And Vidal looked very good. The run blocking was very good. I was proud of the offensive line when it came to the run blocking, and Vidal hit the holes as fast as he could.
His cuts upfield were phenomenal. I feel like every time he made one, it was to the right hole, escaped guys that were coming at him, and was able to gain an extra yard or two every single time. I want to give a lot of credit, guys, to Greg Roman. It felt like throughout the year, and we talked about this a lot, he abandoned the run game very quickly early on in games. Just said, see you, buddy. It's only passing from here on out. Herbert, get ready for some ibuprofen and Tylenol for that shoulder after this game. Early on, the Steelers were stuffing the run. We couldn't get anything going. I mean, my Lord. And then Roman just stayed with it. He stayed patient with it, let it develop. And next thing you know, Vidal's making very important, very huge runs throughout the game. And in the fourth quarter, and inside the red zone, which we just like never see anymore. So I want to give a lot of credit to Greg Roman for doing that, Dave, and a lot of credit to this team. You know, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a team that's going to turn the ball over on you, are going to pressure you, and aren't going to make a lot of mistakes. But instead, like Josh said, we created the mistakes, we took care of the football, and we ended up winning by literally punching them right in the mouth.
Exactly. By the way, if you're on the chat right now, again, we're going to get to your super chats. Appreciate everyone that supports the show. Also, you can support the show. Please like and subscribe. You know, you mentioned right there as far as Greg Roman, that was going to be later on for me. I didn't know we'd jump into it right away, but we might as well because it's a key point of what you just said. The game balls have to go to the coordinators, right? I mean, you talk about what Greg Roman did. You talk about what Jesse Minter did was maybe together their best game. I think it was their best game. Here's the deal with Vidal, and anyone who wants to sit there and say, man, he's the real deal, this and that. I'm not saying he isn't. I'm just saying it seems like every time he has a good game, the team they play next seem to watch film and they're prepared, and he doesn't have that big game. It's like you got to pick your spots of when you're going to use them. And I thought that's what made Greg Roman great today. It seemed like every time they used him, their Steelers weren't ready for the run. So everything that happened today with Greg Roman using him at the right time made him look like, you know, an outstanding running back. And he was everything you need. I mean, we talk about, you know, old school football and how you control the game. And Josh, you said it was like the Pittsburgh Steelers. 25 carries for Vidal. That's amazing. In today's day and age, 25 carries, 95 yards, average 3.8 yards a carry, had a big touchdown. Dude, he was great. Again, I love football because it is an ultimate team game, meaning when one guy messes up, one of the 11 guys mess up, the play doesn't work. And then when you see the way they're able to move the ball up and down the field, control the clock, get key turnovers, outplayed the Steelers, it was a lot of fun to watch. And look, our offensive line, we know it stinks. But, man, they were able to run the offense today at the same time protect Herbert. I mean, it was great to see Keenan Allen and become the all-time reception leader, all that stuff. The most important thing in that game outside of the scoreboard is that Justin Herbert walked off the field. And Madison Beer's getting a couple game balls tonight too. Good for her.
You say stuff like that and you throw me off for what I was going to say. Whatever. So one thing about the Chargers, and we've all seen lots of Chargers games on this show, is a lot of times with the Chargers, when they start off slow, things just become worse, right? They start bad and they end bad. Tonight, things did not start off great, right? Dicker kicks the ball out of bounds. The Steelers don't even get a first down in their first two drives yet. They're leading 3-0. You're frustrated. Aronde Gadsden's dropping the ball. QJ drops the ball. And then the Chargers just flip it on, right? The defense continues to be very good. The offense was good enough. Greg Roman deserves a lot of praise tonight for his play calling. I love how the Chargers had like the mental toughness, if you will, to keep pushing forward, because the Steelers team, their record says they were, 5-3 going into this game. That's not a very good football team. I think the Chargers made them look worse than what they are, but I did not think the Steelers offense had anything, right? Aaron Rodgers looked like he did not want to get hit. Mario said that leading up to this game. Aaron Rodgers is going to do everything he can to shy away from hits, and he did. And I thought that Steelers offense wasn't good, but the Chargers defense was also very good. When the Chargers play fast with the edge rushers we have, Mario, it makes it very difficult on Aaron Rodgers or any other quarterback. I just love how the Chargers, they didn't put a complete game together, but it was very close to them playing well on all fronts.
Classic Mack game tonight. I mean, he was everywhere and constantly in Rodgers' face, providing pressure. I think, too, these pass rushers today, guys, were very well prepped and well ready. Every time Rodgers stepped up in the pocket, he was met with the Charger jersey. He was met with the face mask of the freaking dome, where he had the chin strap like up in his nostrils, which was gorgeous, beautiful. That's the only time I like to see his face, is when his face mask literally digging into his head. Tuli did that. Mack did that over and over again, and you could tell it rattled him. It threw him off pace. Him and his receivers just couldn't seem like they could get on the same page all day. Kim Hart had beautiful defense inside the red zone on the 4th and 6 that led to an incompletion. Dorian James got away with the tackle. We can talk about the rest later, but I thought they were like horrendous tonight, and I feel like they couldn't find their flags all night. But the defense was everywhere. Shout out Jesse Minter. I think he really put together a solid game plan for this one, Dave, and he gives all the credit in the world. And that offensive coordinator for Pittsburgh, I think it's Arthur Smith, the old Falcons coach. Buddy, I mean, let's start filling out the resume, my man, because holy hell do you not have that offense ready to go.
I don't know, man. Arthur Smith has more job security than anybody right now in the NFL. I mean, anybody. For people who aren't aware, Arthur Smith's family owns FedEx. Like, he's taking a pay cut doing this on the side, working for the Steelers. Hey,
I
Dad,
thought
you
it
got
was Walmart. Is it FedEx?
no? It's FedEx.
Oh,
His family owns FedEx. Yeah, Arthur Smith's doing fine. Like, he could buy the Steelers. The Rooney's want to sit there and chirp that he's not doing a good job. Guess what? Now I'm buying you. What's your price? Look, I look at that Steelers offense. I'm not impressed by that offense. I mean, honest God, if that offense was the Chargers offense, and I just look at the personnel, I'm like, okay, you got a wide receiver that you liked. If you would have kept Pickens, now you're talking serious weapons. But you didn't. You got rid of Pickens. You didn't have to get rid of Pickens. You could add two serious wide receivers, a tight end that you have to respect, and then maybe Aaron Rodgers has more weapons. The Steelers aren't my problem. I'm glad they're struggling. Look, Mike Tomlin, I hate to say it because, he's one of those guys for years I admired and always said he's a top 3 coach in this league. This league has evolved, and it's evolved without Mike Tomlin. If you're a Steelers fan, you're extremely frustrated, especially when you see what the Ravens are doing in their division. And Vegas looks like they were right when they said a few weeks ago, the Ravens are still going to win this division. So if you're a Steeler fan, you're frustrated. The thing is, I literally sat here, Josh, and I'm looking at the score of this game, and I'm going, all right, we're going to win. And it's hard to say that as a Charger fan. I know that sounds ridiculous. There are a lot of teams out there where you can go, we're going to win, and you feel comfortable, and you start thinking about what you're going to do tomorrow. But with the Chargers, because we have coined the phrase, they're going to Charger it. I mean, we've all said it. And I saw someone write in our group chat, man, it's time to take Herbert out and put Trey Lance in. It's like, 10 minutes left in the game. I'm like, we aren't doing that. We aren't doing that. Let's do the math. We've seen things go bad. We aren't doing that. Herbert is not leaving the game yet. I don't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable until about 3 minutes remaining in the game that I was like, we're going to win this thing. But I'm looking at that number, Josh, that said on the screen what the Chargers record was. And I'm going, we're about to improve to 7-3. 7-3. Pretty goddamn good. Pretty good when we're worried about this team and this crappy offensive line and all the injuries and everything that happens to everyone else. And I guarantee you right now, Steeler fans on their post going to go, well, we lost Slay earlier in the game and everything fell apart.
Oh, give me a break.
That's what I'm saying. Who gives a rat's ass? Look at us. We've gone through it. I mean, we're getting guys back healthy. All of a sudden, you're like, all right, Hand's back in there. That's right. Hand can play. We're getting guys back. Khalil Mack's back. I love Khalil Mack. Glad he's back. I mean, that's where we're at. We get healthy guys. This is our Charger team. And yeah, our offensive line, it scares us every single week. But, dude, I like the way things set up. I mean, honest to God, you're going to face a Jags team. And I don't want to jump too far ahead because we got Tuesday and Thursday to talk about the Jags. The Jags stink right now. We could have faced the Jags at a better time. The Jags have struggled. And the Jags' one win out of their last 4 games was against the Raiders. And they won that 30-29 because the Raiders decided to go for 2. The Jags have been struggling. So when I'm looking at that number that goes to 7 wins, 3 losses, I'm like, hell yeah, we're moving in the right direction for this team. And you talk about getting hot at the end of the year. This is exactly where I want to be. You get that bye, you get a chance to get a little bit healthy, and boom, we're off and going, hopefully finishing the season strong. I love where the Chargers are at right now.
I do too. And you said 7-3. What a record, right? Especially for a team that has a terrible offensive line. PFF isn't everything. We always say PFF isn't everything. But when they do those PFF grades before the game, and you're like, holy hell, Zion Johnson is our best offensive lineman. He's 21st at his position. Like, it was crazy how every other offensive lineman was in the bottom 2, I believe, of their position. And yet the Chargers are 7-3. It's remarkable. It just shows how good Justin Herbert is. It shows how good the receivers and tight end have been so far for the Chargers. Tonight was not their best night, right? There was tons of drops. By Rondé Gadsden had a few drops.
What happened to our hero? What happened to our guy?
Oh.
Good Lord.
What happened to my boy?
That's what I felt. Damn it.
I mean, me too. We all feel the same way, right? Everybody loves Rondé Gadsden. He goes down with a knee injury. Thankfully, the Chargers won, right? Hopefully he's, we're going to monitor that, make sure he's okay. But Justin Herbert, I just got to say, how insane is it that this guy continues to get his head knocked off? Tonight, he got sacked 5 more times. It wasn't like the Chargers kept him clean, but the Chargers offensive line did well enough to give him enough time to throw the ball. Guys still drop the ball. The Chargers still win this game by 15 points against a team of the Pittsburgh Steelers that is above 500. It's amazing what this team can do. I'm so proud of the players on this team that we've doubted, that we've said maybe aren't good enough to be NFL players, that showed up and played their hearts out, man. I also want to point out to the young DBs that we have on defense. I mean, you don't have Tarheeb Still and Tony Jefferson. RJ Mickens steps up with an interception. Nico Reed, who was a complete baller in the preseason, makes a hell of a play knocking the ball down on what was a really good pass by Aaron Rodgers. there's so many positive things going on with the defense. If we can put up 25 points like we did tonight, we should be winning most games, Mario.
That read play was a classic Rodgers just bomb. It was a beautiful route, beautiful throw, and an amazing defense by him. Truly a momentum-saving play. That happens, like, where does this game actually end? How does this end? You know, if I'm a Steelers show that I'm doing right now, I'm thinking about that play and the bomb to Metcalf that didn't get completed and going, if those two things happen, this game's drastically different. So shout out to Reed for that. Shout out to the secondary, just how amazing they were. And Chargers on third down today, 2 for 14. The defense forced that on the Steelers offense. They got off the field as soon as they got on it. And I thought that, Dave, was absolutely huge. It gave Herbert a lot more chances. It gave our offense more chances. Bradley Bozeman's, dumbass got more chances to be out there on the field. I'm sorry. Like, I know they played better, but sometimes, I don't know why, Dave, I get so much anger when I see Herbert, go down, and they're all just standing around him just going, oh, get up. I don't know why. It makes me so angry. I'm like, do your damn job. Be big.
Dude, honestly, God, I think those guys are doing the best. I just don't think they're any good. They just aren't.
No, they suck.
I think
Sorry.
they honestly feel bad. I literally think these guys love Herbert. I think they love being Chargers. I just don't think they're good. I mean, this offensive line's goddamn terrible. We knew it was. That's what was amazing, the way the offense that Greg Roman called today. It kept him up. I mean, it made it so he could walk off the field. Again, we used the running game in the right times. We passed the ball at the right time. When the way this thing started off all slow and it's 3-2 and we're doing we're matching field goals and you're going, okay, how close is this game going to be? Whenever you see a weird score, by the way, it's always kind of funny to me because, we always make our predictions before the game and we say, okay, here it is. But no one ever thinks safety. Actually, Mario, the first year we did the show, used to predict safeties and overtime games. Your overtime game of the week. Maybe we should
I should get back into that. Back in.
When we got a safety, I loved it. Safeties to me are so demoralizing, and it's one of those things. We saw it in a Super Bowl once when Seattle faced the Broncos, and it was a safety. Then they got the ball back. Super Bowl was over right away. And then when you see that the Chargers get that safety against Aaron Rodgers and you're getting the ball back, unfortunately, we didn't make it hurt and put another score on top of it. But it's demoralizing to an offensive line, to a quarterback, to anyone to get those 2 points. I love the game. Made me nervous. Chris Collinsworth was bearable until the Cameron Dicker missed kick. It was like, what was the deal with the laughing? Like a weird diabolical.
That was
laugh.
weird. That
right?
was weird. Very weird.
And I was like, dude, no, F you. Are you going to break it down? Like, your job's to break it down. You're the color commentator. What the hell's the deal with the laugh?
Did you guys catch his fullback screen thing he had with Tucker Fisk?
Yeah.
That made me want to punch a hole through a wall. You got to do that. No, you don't. You don't have to do that at all. You do not have to give a screen pass to your fullback that jumped up sides on the first play of the second half like an idiot. You don't have to do that at all. There's no reason to, actually. He's fine. He's good. But he's not fast. He's not running over everyone. He's like, you got to do it. Like, sure.
Yeah, Chris, once you relax, we'll do what we want to do.
Yeah.
I want to point to the little things, too, in this game, because the little things can be big things. Josh Harris, the long snapper, was back for this game. I noticed a difference, right? Yeah. I mean, the snaps were good. It's a big deal, which I love to see that. I thought Greg Roman, once again, he minimized the offensive line's deficiencies by the play calling. And I kind of copy what somebody said here, but it's a good comment. It's true. They did what they could to take the pressure off of guys like Austin Deculus because he can't hold a block for much longer. The good news is Bobby Hart's going to be coming back. Penning's going to be playing soon. And then I think Jamari Sawyer should be playing left tackle over Deculus. I think we all agree on this show that Sawyer is a much better left tackle than Deculus. I'm surprised that Deculus was in tonight. It just seems like out of all the bad offensive linemen we have when it comes to pass blocking, he is by far the worst. I think it just jumps out on the screen that Austin Deculus is the worst pass blocker we have. I'm curious to see how they switch up this offensive line, Mario. They showed it during the broadcast today, 19 different offensive line combinations, second in the league, which is surprising to me. I'm like, what other team has more offensive line combinations than the Chargers? I guess we don't have the most. I'm curious to how they do it. Trey Pipkins, by the way, I'm sure he's trying his hardest. Holy hell, dude. Like, I've never seen a tackle move slower than he does. Seriously, like compared to Bobby Hart and obviously Alt and Slater, he is so much slower than what we have on the tackle position. TJ Watt, I'm surprised he didn't have a bigger game. I think a big reason is because Greg Roman did a good job of play calling and chipping and putting Fisk in there to block him. But yeah, Trey Pipkins, man, I'm ready for Bobby Hart to come back as well.
Yeah, revolving door. I'm ready for Bobby Hart to kind of get in there and slow that down a little bit. With the hits and with, Herbert getting pressured, and I saw a comment in this, and it reminded me, the refs tonight, guys, I thought were very inconsistent or just not consistent enough. I thought Herbert could have gotten a couple late hits. There's a couple leg shots that he had that I think deserved penalties. I thought Dorian James got away with a big penalty on a pass breakup. I was like, yeah, he pretty much tackled Metcalf. I thought just all around, Dave, like they were letting the boys play. They really did, and that's fine. But I just was like, the standard the NFL has with referees and what is a call that's roughing the passer and what's not is just getting more and more confusing week by week. Because I thought there was about 3 or 4 they could have had tonight. Even one for Rodgers, I think it was Bud Dupree sack, maybe. You can make an argument it was head-to-head. I was just kind of confused on that.
Yeah, we've spoken about referees officiating in other sports. The difference of other sports is you have full-time officials. This is their job. Major League Baseball umpires, it's their job. They're part of a union that this is what they do. They even get 6 weeks off during the year, meaning Major League umpires. They make a tremendous amount of money. It's around $600,000 to $700,000 a year. And when you look at the NFL, which is the most popular sport in the United States, we're talking about billions and billions of dollars. The fact that these guys aren't full-time reps, the fact these guys have jobs during the week is crazy to me. I mean, crazy that you could be a dentist or a banker or a doctor or a lawyer, and you're going to go, I'm doing Sunday night Steeler Charger game. I'm going to be late in the office on Monday because I'll be in LA. What the hell are we talking about here? How are we do not have full-time referees? It's insane. Someone brought up the point. I can't remember who brought up the quote on this, and I couldn't agree more. I'm not saying guys are on the take. I'm going to say is this, because you see what's going on with Major League Baseball and Emmanuel Clase and throwing the crazy pitches to, win bets. So go ahead and investigate all you want with coaches and players, but we got to investigate the referees too. And that goes for every sport. Holding calls, you can call it on every play. I got it. My one issue with referees tonight was the one where they went low on Herbert and Collinsworth or the referee that was in the booth. Was it Pereira said, he went high and then he fell down low? I didn't see that, man. I saw low. I saw he was down low, so he grabbed low. And the way his knee almost hyperextended, dude, that could have ended our entire season, that one play. He had no flag. I'm sorry if that Patrick Mahomes, there's definitely a flag. There's something definitely coming out. And it's one of those where Herbert's been in this league long enough and should have the reputation of being one of the best in this league. He should get that call.
He should. And the player talking about where they go low on Herbert, the guy that was coming in was the DB that was going for his head, but he missed because Herbert got tackled. I was like, what the hell's going on there? It looks like a WWE move. Yeah. And Terry was the referee. And the only reason I know that is because when there was the tackle in the front where the guy pulled his jersey, who's the Collinsworth partner? I'm drawing a blank right now. Mike Tirico goes, is that a horse collar? He goes, it's from the front. It's from the front. Gave him attitude back. And I was like, whoa, calm down there, bro. But yeah, I don't know, man. Once again, Chargers impressive that Joe Ortiz keeps hitting in this draft, and even guys that are undrafted. Mickens, a guy that was drafted in the 6th round. You got Nico Reed, undrafted guy. Another side note that nobody really talks about is Bridges was a player, a cornerback that we drafted in the 7th round that they released. He's a starter for the Cowboys. So even the guys that we cut are starting for other teams. It's incredible how good Joe Ortiz is in the draft.
He's a beast.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
And truly can't take it for granted because there's a lot of GMs out there that can't draft to save their life. I deal with one Chicago every week, Ryan Poles. I mean, he should take a class with Joe and learn how to do it. The drops, guys, the drops tonight. Dave, is that something you're kind of concerned with going forward? Because even though it cleaned up a lot in the second half, like Gaston, I hope he's healthy, but there was just ones. And I know these throws weren't exceptional. It weren't the most accurate Herbert throws. But if it's in the hands, bring it in, baby. Come on now.
Dude, what happened? It was crazy. It was like Freaky Friday. What happened to him?
Yeah.
He's been so good the entire season. And we talked about how great he is. During the game, I I had to send an email to NFL.com and said, stop sending me that 86 jersey. I've changed my mind. I'll get back to you on which one I choose. Like, what just happened to him? There were multiple ones. There's one where he didn't even see the ball coming, like he didn't know the play. It was really weird. I don't know. It was frustrating. Like, all right, he'll turn it around now. That won't happen again. It happened like 3 times. It was crazy. Yeah, the drops always concern me, the drops always concern me. The deflections, we spoke about this. Funny how it worked out tonight, happening against Aaron Rodgers, but we said there has to be a different stat when you talk about interceptions for a quarterback, because Justin Herbert, they keep talking about the amount of interceptions compared to previous years. If it hits a receiver in the hands and he doesn't catch it and it ends up being intercepted, dude, it shouldn't go as an interception to the quarterback. I mean, he made a good pass. It's the receiver. As you said, it should be a team interception, should not be credited to the quarterbacks, in my opinion. I just think it's ridiculous that and it happened to Aaron Rodgers today, but we've seen it happen to Justin Herbert over and over again. I did love the fact that they brought up on TV today, man, for a guy as tall as Herbert is, how often does he get these balls deflected or knocked down? I mean, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, so it's funny that you just brought that up. When Mario said, are the drops frustrating? Yeah, for sure, the drops are frustrating. QJ had 2, Gadsden had 2, Ladd had 1. You could say maybe he shouldn't have caught it. I don't know. I trust Ladd to catch almost everything that's near him. The deflected passes, the batted down passes, Mario, are the most frustrating thing for me right now. Like they said, Justin Herbert has the most knockdown passes of any quarterback since he's been in the NFL. Doesn't make sense, right? When you're 6'6". It's frustrating because, a lot of the times when he throws the ball and he has time to throw the ball, it's going to be a completed pass. I just think every time they knock down a pass, that was going to be 10 yards for us. That's the way I look at it almost every single time. So I get frustrated as a fan. The drops are extremely annoying. You don't think Gadsden will ever drop a ball, or Ladd. QJ, we've definitely seen it, but you have high expectations of QJ too. Another shout out, though, to Greg Roman. They're doing the freaking screen passes, like we said, to QJ. That's his bread and butter, making guys miss, breaking ankles. I could do that with QJ all day long. I think that's how you utilize QJ. I wouldn't be throwing the ball deep to him too much, but I kind of love the way they used him today. But the drops are still frustrating for sure.
Hold on real quick, Mario, real quick on that. Dude, I didn't like the way they used him today. Here's the deal. Why QJ doesn't like contact? I mean, there are times you can use QJ, you can get him into space, and that's when he's at his best. That's when he's most dangerous. And look, I got a nickname for QJ, okay? We're almost 28 minutes into the show. So QJ's new nickname should be Roadhead, because he sucks in traffic, okay? Straight out. He sucks in traffic. So stop putting him in position to suck in traffic, okay? Sorry, everyone on here in the chat that just got offended by that. But I've had it. Like, there's a way to use this guy who's an elite weapon and a way not to use him.
Wild nickname. All right.
Wild.
Absolutely wild nickname.
I didn't see that one coming at all.
All right. Now we're going to talk about football because that nickname's out of left field.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry. It just popped into my head.
To your point, Josh, about the screen passes, I think that's also big confidence builder. It's an easy passing catch. It's easy, quick 5. It's easy for you to feel like you're the man. Make a guy miss. It's a pump upper. After a drop, after having a guy ride on you and you can't complete the pass, it's a good one to just get him right back in the game and get him right back into rhythm. And I think he really needed that tonight because, like you said, the moments of trying to force it to him in one-on-one coverage on the back shoulder, it's way too hard. Even I think it was a cross route, or now it's more of a dig route, and the corner just punches it right out of his hands. It's like, dude, come on now. You just got to be strong with the football there. All that being said, the pass for, I think it was like 58 yards from Herbert to Ladd, and Ladd, like, it just zipped right into his pocket. That was sex on the beach. Like, my Lord. Like, that was taking me back to Cancun 2018 all over again. Like, whew.
Yeah, I mean, best play of the game, right, for the Chargers is the pass. I believe it was 3rd down, right, to Ladd.
Yes.
Right out of Jalen Ramsey's hands. The pass and the catch were both amazing. All right, this is where I'm going to disagree with you real quick, though, Dave. On the plays to QJ, you cannot wait for him to get open on drag routes and going across the field because you don't have the offensive line to wait.
You're right.
I mean, you just don't have time. And I 100% agree with Mario. With QJ, it seems like a confidence thing in some of these games. Just give him some easy catches, get him to get his confidence up, and then move forward. You hate to say that about an NFL player that you have to get his confidence going, but that's how we feel with QJ. I don't know. I mean, Gadsden, same thing. He's a young player. Why don't you get him some easier passes? I don't know how much easier you could have done it than tonight. The one where he wasn't looking in the end zone, That's a touchdown. I mean, he needs to know my quarterback does not have a ton of time. He needs to get this ball out fast. I got to turn my head around. His first drop pass, he didn't get his head turned around quick enough, and then he drops the ball. I mean, you have to know what offensive line you have, and the Chargers don't have tons of time. If you're a tight end or receiver, you got to be ready for the ball.
No, I couldn't agree more. It's funny. I love Trey Harris. I've said it for weeks. We've all said it. We want to see him be involved in the game plan more. One of the reasons I really want to see Trey Harris involved in the game plan more is I wanted to put pressure on QJ. So this is what's expected of you. Trey Harris will do anything at any time, including catching balls in traffic, because it equals being on the field. And the Chargers use him for 1 or 2 plays a game. But, man, I'd love to see Trey Harris more involved in the offensive game plan. And I honestly want it to be a wake-up call. Look, QJ is a tremendous talent. Has been since they drafted. There's a reason they took him in the first round. He hasn't played up to, in my opinion, the talent that they thought they were getting from a first-round pick. He's gotten better as the years have gone by, but at the same time, there are things that he shows he has deficiencies in his game. I want to see QJ being a guy you can rely on, because guess what? When you're in a playoff game and it's could be the end of your season, you want to know that if you throw the ball to him, he's going to come through for you. And right now, there are too many things he doesn't do that make me nervous. I don't have complete faith in him. I have complete faith in Ladd. I have complete faith in Keenan. But right now, QJ, who obviously is more athletic than both those guys, isn't a guy I can rely on every single time the ball's thrown to him.
Justin Herbert goes to him more than any player on the team. I mean, tonight he has 10 targets. The next closest is Rondé. He caught 5 of them.
Yes,
that's not 5 great. Of them. So he has 5 out of 5 out of 10. The next closest is Ladd with 6. You have Rondé with 6. Keenan with 5. But yeah, QJ leads the team in targets with 10. We have tons of comments. We got to get to these comments.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. First one comes from AK499 that says, Mario, Mike Tomlin, my ass. He is not the same without Big Ben. Thanks for taking the Steelers. Same thing you said about Flores defense. Ha, let's go.
I love it.
We're going to do.
I love AK. I don't know. AK, he's not in California. He's in Michigan, right?
He is in Michigan.
Boy, man, he hates every team around that area. It cracks me up, man, every single time. If you're from the North and the NFC or AFC, he hates your guts. I love it.
All right. Next one comes from Sean Bergen. 499 says, bolt the F up. Slayer. Busy day tomorrow. I don't care. Smoking a bowl to stay up with y'all. Statement win. But Slayer, King, and then Mario's favorite line, Christ on the cross.
Praise be. It's Sunday, Sean. Pop out that Bible with that little bowl you got going.
1999 from
Genesis. Sorry.
1999 from Jonathan Roncone. He says, great win. I'm giving this win to Mario. Heard him on the radio this morning on IG plugging the Bolt Crew not once but twice. I even recorded it while driving to send to y'all. Stud.
Nice.
Thanks, Mario.
Thank you. Let's go.
Mario. By the way, Mario, you're the only one on the show that did not pick the Chargers to win this game.
I know. I went on a Steelers pod too. Like it said that. I was like, yeah, I have the Steelers winning. And they're like, yeah, we all have the Steelers winning. In my head, I went, this could be good for us.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Next one comes from
Thank you for listening, Jonathan. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Next one comes from Sons of Cleat. $5 says, I'm a little pissed off about that last series, but we got the win. Khalil, that's a quote from Khalil Mack, aka a winner's perspective. Bolt the F up. All right.
They didn't want to give up a touchdown, right? They were talking about how many quarters they've gone without giving up a touchdown. They don't want to give up a touchdown. I love it. My favorite story of the night was the one where they talked about the game balls. How the players can talk Jim Harbaugh into giving out more. Like he's giving out like 35 a game. The 53 guys on the team. Yeah, what about so-and-so? Yeah, he gets one too. The guy can't stop giving out game balls. Most teams you're lucky to get 5 a game. This guy's giving out 35. I freaking love it every second of it, man. It's great for team morale. It's awesome.
Yeah, like you said, Madison Beer gets 2 of them, so good for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Sergio, what'd you say?
Nope, I can't.
Okay.
All right.
Let's take a step back. All right. Sergio Chavez, 499 says, hey, Dave, how did y'all like that stiff arm by QJ? All right. Hey, Dave, how did you like that stiff arm by QJ? Also, we almost just lost Justin in the first half where his knee buckled backwards.
Yeah, Sergio, we kind of touched on the second part of that. I didn't like that part at all. I'd still say he deserves the same basically respect that other elite quarterbacks get. And I'm telling you, if it was Mahomes, if it was Dak Prescott, if it was even Joe Burrow, any of those guys, he gets that call. I think that was BS, man. It's old, and we can't, as a fan base, we can't afford to see our guy go out because the rest of the NFL doesn't respect him the way he deserves to be respected. He's an elite quarterback in this league. I think we'd all agreed. I'm not being a homer. He's top 5. If you're watching that game and you don't watch Charger games very often, you happen to catch the Sunday night game, you're like, dude, this guy's great. He is. He's great, and to not have him protected by the referees is going to hurt this team. Sergio also, as far as QJ goes, I told him my frustration with him. I just want him to be reliable every time the ball's thrown to him. If he wants to be elite, and I'm sure he does, he has to catch everything.
Kelvin Gaddis, $20 says, I'm drunk. I'm happy. This game felt like a fulcrum for the season. Unfortunately, this offensive line still gives me no faith at a deep playoff run. Outside of McConkey and Vidal, defense won this game. Hopefully, Herbert survives until Omari Hampton comes back. Yeah, okay. So they say Omari Hampton is going to come back after the bye week. Vidal is good, right? He's been playing very well. He's not Omari Hampton. Like, I love the thought that we have this big-time running back that's just waiting to come back for the playoffs and getting into the playoffs especially. So, yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with Vidal, but we know what we have in Omari Hampton.
Look, I'm going to tell you guys why you should have faith in this Charger team. Look, we all know the offensive line stinks. We know our deficiencies. Here's the deal. If you watch the Dolphins-Bills game today, anything can happen, man. The Dolphins stink. They have nothing to play for at all. You got the coaches in a half coma. You have a quarterback that doesn't even know what day of the week it is, and yet they're able to beat the Buffalo Bills. The Denver Broncos are barely winning games, and the Chargers have beat the Chiefs and the Broncos this year. This Charger team could go as far as the Super Bowl, and none of it would surprise me. It just wouldn't.
Games. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was saying the AFC West. Do you have 3 of the top 5, top 4 teams in the AFC are all in the AFC West?
Agree.
Right? You're going to end up with probably 3 teams with 10 wins, assuming the Chiefs get 5 more wins.
Look, the Patriots had a big win today, right, at Tampa. That was a big win to justify the Patriots the real deal, not the real deal. Patriots look good. But look, I don't know how good the Patriots are, right? I just don't. That's what I'm saying. This Charger team could go all the way to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl, and it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't go, man, we did not see that coming. I think the culture that is there, unfortunately, the culture is there before the talent's there.
I'm with you on the Patriots. It was a good win, but that was still a win against a Bucs team that was very, very depleted. And I bet the Bucs today, so I am the loser. I'm the sucker on that one. But it doesn't give me a lot of confidence that they can take out some of the best teams in the NFL. And we get Hampton back, by the way, as we go Raiders, Eagles, Chiefs, and Kansas City, Cowboys, Texans, and Broncos. So could it be a more perfect time to kind of get him back with this squad? But the Broncos, Bo Nix to me, guys, is giving Mitch Trubisky vibes of 2000. I think that year would be 18, where the defense is spectacular. And it's just like, hey, just don't suck. And he's like, I won't, but just the fourth quarter, I'll be good. And the rest of the 3, that's on you guys. So I'm not buying the Broncos at all. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I kind of don't hate the take that Colin Cowherd has of don't be surprised if Sean Payton moves on from him, because it's not fantastic over there. And I would say Caleb's probably better than him.
There's no quarterback in the NFL that's in a better situation than Bo Nix. When it comes to what he has around him, seriously. I mean, I believe the Broncos defense has 13, 14 more sacks than the next closest team in the NFL. Like, the defense is dominant. And whatever. His job, like you said, is just don't F this up, I believe, when it comes to the Broncos games. I don't know if you can win like that. We'll see.
They should have traded for another wide receiver.
They should have.
They should have. Yeah. Holy hell.
If they had George Pickens on that team, they'd probably be the best team in the NFL.
Oh, Christ almighty, yeah.
$5 from Alexis Gaxiola said, I started biting my nails when I found out Gadsden hurt his knee. QJ is not a 50-50 pass catch, only wide open passes. Got the dub, team win. What do you think, Mario? Were you nervous about Gadsden, or did you think maybe it's something minor?
I was pretty nervous. I was nervous when it was a limp to the locker room. That's never good. Blue tent coming out, it's like, okay. But going to the locker room is pretty scary. And I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be right now. I'm just saying we were pretty early on the take that he's not a 50-50 catch guy. Quentin Johnston isn't.
No.
We were pretty big on that early. And we got a lot of crap for it. I remember the comments. I remember the mean things he said. And that's okay. Because we all forgive. But we don't forget.
That's a good line. All right, next one comes from Charles Oglesby, 499, says, the best response to a stadium takeover is sending those fans home with an L. So I don't think anybody should be surprised here that the Steelers had more fans than the Chargers. Out of every team that travels for Charger home games, the Steelers put out more fans than any other team, and it's been like that forever. So I don't think anybody should be surprised that the Steelers had more fans than the Chargers. But like you said, that's the best way to shut them up is to win the game.
Yeah, and it's a long walk out of that stadium, Mario. I know you haven't been. Josh and I are headed there. I always get the date wrong. Is it the 27th or 28th? Which game was the Texans? Which
28th.
28th. Josh and I'll be at the Texans game. So when you walk out of there, they put this goddamn lake that's in the way of this bridge that's only wide enough for 2 people at a time. It's insane to get to the parking lot. It takes forever to get out of that stadium just because everyone has to walk over that dumb bridge. Dude, you've seen a million jerseys, whether Chiefs jerseys or Steelers jerseys, when you just try and get a stadium takeover. Dude, it is awesome when the Chargers win and all those guys have their heads down. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. And by the way, TJ Watt, you touched on him for a second. Dude, 2 tackles and 1 sack. Dude, he was irrelevant. I'm sorry.
He
was pressures in there too, though.
Yeah, I got it. It didn't equal a win. It didn't equal Jack's squad. It didn't disrupt us at all. I don't know. There's a difference of look. Here's the difference, my opinion. When I look at Max Crosby, dude, Max Crosby like kind of messes up every play, you know. And TJ Watt's a tremendous player. He's going to go in the Hall of Fame. Dude, I'm sorry, I wasn't concerned. I didn't start this podcast up going, God dang, we could not do anything with number 90. As crappy as our offensive line is, the game plan by Greg Roman to basically take him out of it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Roman did a good job. I've said this on the show before, and I'll stand by this. The most overrated position in the NFL is edge rusher. If you have a dominant edge rusher, that does not equal wins. Look at Myles Garrett. Look at Khalil Mack. I mean, Khalil Mack's awesome. He's been on terrible teams. I'd much rather have a player of that talent-wise in the middle of the defensive line, like an Aaron Donald. Obviously, nobody's Aaron Donald, but like a Chris Jones. I'd rather have Chris Jones than TJ Watt. It just seems like those guys have better defenses. You can phase out those guys on the edge. That's the way I look at it. Just because you're a dominant edge rusher with 20 sacks doesn't mean your team's going to make the playoffs. Your team will be any good.
Dude, by the way, hold on. I know Amy didn't put this in the super chat, but it made me laugh here. Max Crosby is one guy you don't mess with in prison. I've never heard a woman ever make a prison reference talking about another guy, considering that she would never be in prison with Max Crosby, but I respect it. I respect it.
In case, you're in that spot.
Yeah.
Walk away from him.
All right, next one comes from Sons of Cleat. He says, Big Nico, $2 from Sons of Cleat. Says, Big Nico Reed, pass deflection. Jasir Taylor, who? Ha, 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 ha. Okay, well, if we're going to talk about that comparison between Nico Reed and Jasir Taylor, I don't think there is one. I think Nico Reed is definitely better than Jasir Taylor. Jasir Taylor's value on the Chargers was as a gunner on special teams. I mean, that's the whole reason you even had him on the team. Nico Reed, to me, is a guy I would love to see play more. I know that guys are going to be coming back like Tony Jefferson and Tarheeb still, but moving forward, maybe next season, I would love to see him get tons of opportunities. He's a good player.
He's a great player, and I want him to see more field time and be more part of this team and our goals and stuff. I can't get over this name, Dave. I mean, we're really flirting with it, if you know what I mean. Sons of, I mean, you pronounce that wrong. That's a bleep.
Yeah, 100%.
The thing you touch.
Okay.
If you want to.
Okay.
Sergio Lopez, 199, says, Herbert damn near got his knee blown inwards. Yeah, welcome to Charger football, dude. Every single game, something like that happens. It's a miracle that Justin Herbert's not injured.
I'm with you. I mean, that's our biggest fear. I mean, the season's done. I mean, the season's absolutely done. You got to keep Justin Herbert up. That's, I mean, it's obviously the most basic thing to possibly say, but he's everything to this team.
Sergio Lopez, 199, says Nico and Mickens, another steal. Yeah. Dude, Put these two draft classes together that Joe Ortiz has had, the undrafted guys and the drafted guys. There's no team in the NFL that touches that. Not even close. There's so many good players he's brought in. It's incredible. I mean, Chargers have never had anybody that has drafted this well, 2 drafts in a row, I believe. I mean, I could be wrong. There's 8 or 9 starters he's got in the last 2 drafts. Great.
It might be like him and Howie, right, as some of the best GMs through the draft.
Howie's at a whole nother level. I mean, right? Our guy's done it for a couple of years as our guy here. Howie might be the best GM in all the sports. I mean, did not only through the draft, but also through the right time to pull the trigger on a trade or a free agent. I mean, what the Eagles do is crazy.
Howie's more of a complete GM, I'd say. I know Joe Ortiz is just getting started, but Howie makes timely trades. Seems like he always has depth on the Eagles team.
Well, it says money to spend. Where's the money come from, Jason Kelsey?
It is crazy that the Eagles always have money for
always.
Players.
Money's never an issue.
Yeah.
Same with Buffalo, kind of. Like when they want someone, it's like, where'd that come from? I swear to God, I just read an article that you guys were like suffering.
It's crazy. I don't understand capology or any of that crap. Never makes sense to me. AK499 says, I still love you, Mario. I have to pick on you. I just want to say Coach Tomlin is 1-5 in the last 6 games against the Ravens as an underdog. Laugh out loud.
The thing is, he literally is laughing out loud.
Oh, he's cracking up. He's like on the floor. It's also just so funny that so Chargers beat him, and all love to AK, but it's just very funny. But yeah, he's 1-5 as an underdog in his last 6 games. First, the Ravens. Like he could have just said as an underdog, and we have no way to back check that. But he just had to add versus the Ravens. Like what is adding the Ravens throwing in there do? Wrong Harbaugh.
Is Mike Tomlin overrated? Or is that team just not good?
Okay, my opinion is Mike Tomlin's not overrated. I think the game is starting to pass Mike Tomlin by if it hasn't already. It might have passed him by 4 years ago. Mike Tomlin, for the longest time, honestly, was my favorite coach in this league. And now I wouldn't take Mike Tomlin if he was available to coach my favorite team. I think the game evolves. I mean, it does. Everything evolves in sports, right? There's a new way to win. You copy what works, and then you sit and you make adjustments to take it to another level. That's what's important. What Jim does. Jim does things a little bit different. Dan Campbell, I was never a fan of because I thought he was just straight out a motivator and not a coach. I thought he was a little insane at his press conference. We're going to bite him on the knees and all that crap. And then he lost his coordinators, and Dan Campbell has continued to do a pretty good job. Now, he has a ton of talent. I mean, the Lions are right up there with the most talented teams going. But both Harbaugh brothers doing what they do, obviously it came from the dad as far as how to communicate and get the most out of your players. I would take both Harbaughs over Mike Tomlin.
This is so kind of off topic right now. Did you hear the Rich Eisen interview with Derwin James last week?
I did not.
He's talking about Harbaugh, and Derwin James couldn't have said enough nice things about Harbaugh. Also, Derwin James is so freaking likable. I don't know how you would dislike Derwin James, but he started the interview with 3 questions about Sauce Gardner, and Derwin James couldn't have cared less about Sauce Gardner's trade. He's like, why are you asking me about Sauce Gardner? And he would not leave it alone. I thought bizarre, but anyway. Next one is from Oos499 says, TJ Watt's highlight they broadcasted of his pressures literally showed a late hit on 10. I got family that play for the Steelers, but F them. Bolt up. I love that.
Me too.
Yeah. There was one he literally grabbed Herbert by his waist and threw him down. And I was like, we just, again, do we lose the flag? Are we just only focusing on false starts today? What's going on?
With you. I'm with you on this.
Mahomes, they would have thrown him in prison.
Oh, my God. On the
Eddie
field,
Ramirez.
Tackled.
Yeah, banned. Eddie Ramirez, 199, says, does pineapple belong on pizza? I say hell no.
Go ahead. He paid for it, so let's give your opinion.
It's fine. I'm not going to order it, but I'm not going to lose sleep over it either.
I'm going to put it this way. If someone else orders it and it's on the counter, I'm eating it. Pineapple only goes with one other topping. It's ham. It's not pineapple and something else. It's ham with pineapple, if you notice. Okay. Now look, the pizza I like, it's straight out, is one other people don't like. I like whether it's sausage or pepperoni, but I like a shitload of jalapenos on there. And You'll do it too. A lot of people won't do
Oh.
it. They don't like to eat pizza and have to wipe their nose with the Kleenex at the same time. I love the jalapenos with either pepperoni or sausage.
I'm not gonna order it if someone really wants it. Like that's fine. If it's bothering me that much, I'll just take it off and I'll just still eat the pizza.
Okay.
There you go. Sergio Lopez 199 says Mack can play another year at a high level. 100% agree. Khalil Mack is very good still. And I hope nobody feels like this is his last year because he definitely has a lot left in the tank. I don't know if he has more than 2 years, but he's definitely should be coming back next year.
I feel like he beats up Father Time.
My only negative on Khalil Mack is I wish he was a Charger for life. Like I wish he was started with the Chargers and ended with the Chargers. Not saying he's tainted because he was a Raider or a Bear or anything like that. Just I love Khalil Mack. He's one of my favorite guys. Look, I have a tattoo on my left arm. I think it's cool Khalil Mack has no tattoos. Like everybody's all tatted up now. He just is. It looks like his only deal in life is to get up and become the best football player every day. I'm a huge fan.
They say that about him, the guys on the Chargers. They're like, dude, this guy's just different and how serious he takes football, his body. He's all football all the time. I love that. Kelvin Gaddis, here we go. Calvin Gaddis, $5 says, Dave, QJ is the new abbreviation for Roadhead. It's a sorry, I didn't read the whole thing. It said QJ is the new abbreviation for Roadhead. It's a questionable job, but sometimes it pays off.
Dude, it always pays off. Sorry, it's late. I'm not drinking. My cigar's gone though.
What are the craziest things you've ever said on the show?
Dude,
yeah, when you're driving from,
dude, I know I know probably into Chicago. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, all I know is it might be the craziest thing I've ever said on the show, but it was almost the most perfect thing I've ever said on the show. Think about it.
I really hope for the sake of the show that doesn't become a thing like on Twitter and we're the ones that created the Roadhead.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah.
You want that?
No, not really. but like, if people want to run with it, I think they should. Actually, whoever commented that, OG, you should spam that to every other Charger podcast. It's just we should Sons of Cleat spam just Roadhead Johnson and all the Charger pods, and then say it's on the producer guy, whatever his name is, the designer. I don't know his name. I'm blanking. Whatever that guy is.
Here's another Roadhead comment. It says Sons of Cleat, $2 says Q Roadhead Johnston. Perfect. Let Dave cook.
Dave will cook for you.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm sorry. I don't even know what happened there. Brain works a little bizarre.
Good stuff.
Alana Moore, $5 says Chargers win on my son's 11th birthday. Nice.
Happy birthday.
Also, by the way, your Charger niece was born on 8/28 and was all Charger geared up and tuned in. Tonight is a good night. Tonight is a great night. Happy birthday to your son.
Absolutely.
Amazing. That warms my heart. Happy birthday.
Love that. One of our favorites. Michael Lawrence, 1999, says game ball to the Red Cross offensive line for slowing the rush. Just got enough so Herbert could release in half a second. So he just got hit rather than landing on the IR. Exhale. Yeah, I mean, like every time he drops back to pass, I'm just like praying to God he throws it in 3 seconds because we know that TJ Watt's on the other side. They did fine. I mean, they weren't great. He got sacked 5 times, but they're good enough. That's the way I looked at it.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to look at some dangerous games coming up too, right? I mean, the schedule doesn't get much easier. We talk about, obviously you have the Jags. The only bad thing about the Jags is you have to go to Jacksonville. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. That part sucks for the Chargers. Those 10 o'clock games always scare us. But you got the Raiders, but then you got some scary games coming up, right? You got the Chiefs again. You got the Broncos. You got the Eagles. You got guys that he's going to have to go against that you're like, is he going to be okay? Like, is he going to walk off the field games?
The Broncos are the one for me. They're just by far the best in the NFL.
How good did they look the other night without Surtain? I mean, good. I understand they're playing the Raiders, but dude, Geno Smith didn't even have 2 seconds to get rid of the ball.
I think Amazon Prime should have paid all of us for watching that game.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy.
Crap.
Stephanie Chamberlain, $4.99 says Herbert survived. The refs sucked. We are 7-3. Always love the show. Both the F up. Thanks, Stephanie. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Yeah. I love everything she said. I agree with. Thanks.
Jonathan Roncone, 1999, says, "You guys are great. Makes my day when you all are on. Love the energy, the honesty, the insights, both the F up." I appreciate it, Jonathan. The only reason I started laughing is because we get hate comments too, where people say the exact opposite of that. Where they're like, "You guys are the worst. You guys are idiots." So I appreciate the nice words, Jonathan.
I had a guy stop me today, asked me. I didn't even know he listened to the show, because it's always funny with that, by the way, when people tell you they listen to the show, which I appreciate it, but it's weird when you aren't here and people tell you they listen to the show. And he goes, "Man," he goes, "when they pulled off that trade and you didn't like it," he goes, "people are really pissed at you." I go, "They were. It's probably the most pissed they were at me, I think, the entire time we've done the show. I was not a fan of the offensive line trade."
Yeah, which
Sorry.
I don't think is a crazy opinion, but people wanted your head.
Yeah, they did. And got news for you. I said it as soon as Josh gave out his basically scores and how bad they were, and the fact we gave up a draft pick for that. Couldn't believe it. That's the best we could do.
Yeah, I really want to talk about it this next week. What are they going to do with Penning, Sawyer, and Hart? Like, how are they going to mix it up? I mean, you obviously got to change it. So who gets benched? Deculus is going to get benched. Are you're gonna drop Pipkins too, right? I don't know. Penning, is he going to be a guard, tackle? A lot going to change. All right, next one comes from Jay Hanson Tony. I don't know. I can't pronounce all that. $5 says, super nervous that Trey Lance was about to come in place of Herbert. Chris Collinsworth even mentioned his name. Chris Collinsworth is like a squirrel on the podcast, or on the broadcast. Anything he sees, he just starts yelling out. So I wouldn't take anything that he says, everything with a grain of salt with him. I don't think Trey Lance was ever going to come in. Like, Justin Herbert seems like a guy that will do everything he can to stay in, even if he can barely walk. And he threw a dime to Ladd. Couldn't even walk. He's a beast.
Dude, okay, a couple things there. When he did, I'm with him on that. When he said Trey Lance's name, I was like, "Am I paying attention? Is Trey Lance about to come into this game?" It was weird. Like, he just like he never does that. No broadcaster usually does that unless a training staff is on the field or on the side pulling someone into the tent. They tell you who the backup quarterback is. All of a sudden, he drops Trey Lance. I'm like, what's happening here? I almost cussed right there. What's happening here? And then when Ladd caught the ball that we talked about 3 times already, and he's running, like, you're going, "Dude, here's a touchdown," and then you're like, Jalen Ramsey's in the way. You're like, where the hell did Jalen Ramsey come from? And then you saw Ladd try and do the stop and go around. You could not get around Jalen Ramsey, as old as he is, and he played actually a pretty solid safety. That was interesting to see, the athlete that Jalen Ramsey is, because we know Ladd's a tremendous athlete. Normally that is a touchdown, I think 9 out of 10 times. And man, perfect angle, everything to keep that from going in the end zone on that play.
Yep.
I am also the biggest non-fan of in those moments where, how Ladd slowed down, try to juke him out of it. Yeah. I mean, doing that is probably has hit 10% of the time for people. Yeah, just keep running.
Just go as far as you can until you get pushed out of bounds or tackled.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Saul Good now, $10 says, "Thanks for the show, guys. Any thoughts on the Jags next week?" What do you guys think?
I have no faith in the Jags.
You have no faith in the Jags, or you don't want to jinx it? What are you saying?
I mean, I'm confused on what the Jags are. I think they make a lot of mental mistakes. And I think if you're never out of the game versus Jacksonville, I'll say that.
Yeah, I love the fact they're playing Jacksonville now. I was nervous about the Jags earlier. If I'm not mistaken, didn't the Jags beat the Chiefs earlier this season too? I mean, at one point, the Jags were playing good football.
Yeah.
They've been terrible the last 3 out of 4 games. Again, the one win they had was against the Raiders. That was 30-29. I think they're playing the Jags at the right time. The Jags are coming off a bye, though. They didn't play this weekend, if I'm correct. And at the same time, I can look for them to continue the way they're playing. They need this win. When I say this is a win you have to have the gimme games. This is a gimme game compared to what's left on that schedule. Because we mentioned before, Broncos, Chiefs, Eagles, those are tough games coming up, and you still want a chance to win this division. So this game against the Jags is very, very important. I don't know what it is about these 10 o'clock East Coast games, but God dang it, the Chargers looked terrible against the Giants, did not look great against the Titans. And they can't go into Jacksonville having basically a piss poor performance.
Agree. Sergio Lopez, 199, said, "Where's?" Oh my God, dude! Said, "Where's my wife? I'm going to Mickey D's for a quick QJ." Laugh out loud.
It's pretty good. Pretty
There
good.
you go.
$4.99 from
believe
Eddie
it's-
Alvaro. That this is a thing. You can't believe it.
Yeah, I can't believe Daniel Popper started that.
Eddie Alvaro $4.99 says traveling in Japan, so missed the start of the show. But thoughts on Harbaugh's fourth down calls? Feels like they had more chances to go for it. Both the F up. Great question. So, what did you guys think? Do you disagree or do you agree with?
I
him
wanted him to go for it
in?
on. Okay, I wanted him to go for fourth down on the one that obviously he missed the field goal. I understand the math in that situation, but I thought you had momentum. The one where Dicker, I mean, hit the ball off the left upright. Here's the deal, man. You had momentum going. I didn't think that was a situation you needed that 3 at that time. I thought they would have been better off trying to extend that drive. I hated when Brandon Staley did it in crazy situations, but I thought that was basically a backbreaker to sit there and go for it on there and get that first down. And that point of the field, I would have gone for it. And even if he made it, I know it's easy to second guess because he missed it. I still thought the right thing to do was go for it on fourth down.
Yeah, especially when you got it earlier in the game. One thing I did like about earlier in the game, the Chargers went for the Herbert quarterback sneak on 3rd and 1, and they didn't get it. They went right back to it, but they did it on like a count of 8. It was genius. I don't know why more teams don't do that. Dude, if you keep going hut, 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 and the other team thinks you're not going to snap the ball, and then you do, it's probably going to work. I love that the Chargers actually put their heads together and did that, because when teams snap it immediately, it's like that's when they seem to always get stuffed. I thought it was smart.
Same here. Also, I think more fourth down going for it does depend, one, on the score, but also how good is your defense really playing. And tonight, your defense was playing so well, you could have gone for it on your own 20, would have been okay.
I agree with that. That's a good comment. When the Chargers defense is good as they are, just go for it. And it means a lot for the team that you believe in them. You think they can get it. Jordan Fleming 199 says the amount of commentary on Ramsey, exhausting. Dude, cannot agree more. Okay, he plays safety now. You say it once and you move on. You don't have to mention it 4 times. Jalen Ramsey is not the Jalen Ramsey of old. You don't have to talk about him ad nauseum. It is frustrating as a fan. You're like, dude, let's talk about some other guys. Let's talk about Cam Hart. Let's talk about somebody else that's good.
Is it lazy on Colin
lazy
doing homework for the week? It's lazy.
Yeah. Dude,
right?
This is why it's lazy, because it shows you're not doing your homework when you start talking about players like Jalen Ramsey and Darius Slay, because we all know who those 2 guys are because we're football fans. Why don't you talk about some guys that are younger that are good playmakers? Because that's who we as fans want to know about. Nobody on the Steelers fan base probably knows much about Cam Hart or RJ Mickens or Nico Reed. So why don't you talk about their story? Those are guys that are good players. It is frustrating as a fan that you talk about the same guys. We already know who Jalen Ramsey is.
Let me ask you this question. Is Jalen Ramsey a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think he gets in? I mean,
yeah.
The big thing is he did win 1 Super Bowl, right? He's been with, let's see, the Jags, the Rams, the Dolphins, Steelers, right? 4 teams in his career. Was an elite.
Yeah.
He was the best cornerback at one time, moves to safety. I don't know. I always think I'm aging myself here, but there'll be people in this chat that are my age. Ronnie Lott was the best I've ever seen. Like Ronnie Lott, Hall of Famer, just ridiculous. We all know the story about cutting the finger off to keep playing. But Ronnie Lott did it. He did from cornerback to safety and was an insane hitter. The deal is the rules were a lot different, you know? Ronnie Lott was a linebacker playing safety and would knock your head off. It completely changed the game because you go across the middle. I never look at Jalen Ramsey as I think about like a crazy physical corner. He's tremendously athletic. By the way, remember the Chargers could have had him. They could have drafted. It was between him and Bosa on who they were going to take. And they took Bosa.
Yeah, you don't have to remind us because we all
know. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Mario. How old were you, Mario, back in 2014? I mean, that's what I was saying. I just don't know what you're aware of.
I was freshman in high school.
This is drafted 2015
14,
draft,
15.
right?
14. Well, 15 draft.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was 15 years old. No, I wasn't. I'm a liar. Was I? Nope.
All right.
I don't know, man. 16.
Whatever you are now, minus 10, dude. It was 10 years ago.
Oh, so I was 16.
Nice. We got there.
Yeah. Too bad you weren't friends with Josh in high school, dude. You would have been valedictorian.
There you
All right,
go.
we got one more comment here. It's from Jonathan Roncone. It says 1999 Chargers have had the toughest have had 3 toughest quarterbacks: Fouts, broken nose; Humphreys, dislocated shoulder; Rivers, MCL; Herbert, ankle, knee, fingers. By the way, AK, I'm coming for you with the better comments and takes. Do better. Laugh out loud.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Look, I
Look,
wasn't
man.
alive for Dan Fouts and Stan Humphreys. Philip Rivers to me is the toughest Chargers quarterback, right? Never missed a game. Got
Philip
killed.
Rivers is a different level, dude. Come on, man. And not only Philip Rivers with the busted knee, man, he did it when LT not only couldn't play in the AFC Championship game, refused to even support his teammates, just sat on the bench. I love LT. He's a great player, maybe the greatest Charger ever. But, dude, my most disappointing LT moment is sitting on the bench with that jacket on, his black visor, sitting there sulking and not talking to anyone that was in the game to maybe help them out on what he sees. He was nothing. Just a waste of space after he wasn't available to play the game. And then you didn't even know about Philip Rivers having the blown out knee until the game was over. You didn't know anything about it because Philip Rivers never made it about him. It was always about the team. Look, Dan Fouts, when I was a kid, Dan Fouts was the quarterback of the Chargers, man. And Dan Fouts sucked in the biggest games. Look it up. Absolutely freaking terrible. His interceptions were insane. Couldn't beat crappy teams. Couldn't beat the Oilers without Dan Pastorini and Earl Campbell. Got shut out. Couldn't score a goddamn point. Come on, dude. Dan Fouts, I hated the way he even dropped back. He used to drop back like this with the football, straight back. Wasn't even cool about it. And then he looks like he was a complete ass every time Philip Rivers played and he was broadcasting. He never seemed to respect Philip Rivers. He was one of those guys, I don't want my records broken guys. F Dan Fouts. And Stan Humphreys, man, he had 1 year they took the Chargers to the Super Bowl. Stan Humphreys was never great, but he was the guy that was quarterback of the team when they went to the Super Bowl. Dude, I'm sorry. Justin Herbert and Philip Rivers at completely different levels. And Dan Fouts played today, he wouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. People are going to get pissed. I got it. Go to footballreference.com before you yell at me about it. Look at his interceptions and touchdown ratio and look at his postseason record. Complete disappointment.
There we go. That's all the comments we have. Dave, do you want to rant?
No, I don't got to rant. It's a good night. I'm not going to do a rant right now. It's a good night. I apologize for what I said earlier. In all honesty, I think it might have been my greatest moment in broadcasting history, but it probably was uncalled for.
You deserve a Quentin Johnston tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't planned out. Just right off the top of my head. And then I'm like, I'm kind of proud of that. Proud of every unit.
That's pretty good. You guys want to guess the line, by the way, for Jags Chargers?
Go ahead, Josh.
I'll go -2 Chargers.
I'm gonna go -5.5. That's a crazy number too.
It's 2.5 Chargers.
All right, let's sit there and load up. All right. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, it was 2.5 against the goddamn Steelers. You tell me the Jags? Is anyone watching what the Jags have been doing? It's been terrible. Travis Hunter's out, right? Yeah, come on.
Yeah, he's out.
What, I'm supposed to shake about Jacoby Myers? Come on, please.
Ryan Thomas Jr.
Yeah, who hates his team?
He didn't play, right? He didn't even have a catch today. I don't
No,
even know.
they didn't have. I thought they had a bye today. Didn't they have a bye?
No, they embarrassed themselves today.
I don't even know.
Lost.
Oh shit!
They gave up 36 points to Davis Mills.
They gave up 26 points
in the
fourth.
Dude, sorry, I was out all day. Literally out all day. I was trying to catch up on all the NFL games during that Charger game. I didn't even know. That's right, Davis Mills. By the way, Josh, you picked that game correct on our thing. You picked that Houston would win with Davis Mills. Good for you.
Damn right I did.
Mario, I missed that one. Yeah. How the hell did I not know the Jags played today? Good God.
It's all right. Amy O199 says, Dave, don't you ever apologize. I died. She liked it.
Thanks, Amy. By the way, I don't know what it is. I always feel bad when the females that are on our chat that I'm like, they're the ones I think I'm offending. So I appreciate that, Amy.
That's good radio. Good podcasting.
There you go. Thanks. Smoked my cigar. I'm trying to throw in a dip. I'm enjoying the night. I'm not drunk like half the audience, but that's good. There we go.
Good stuff. Right. That's why you pray.
All right. So I said that we had one assignment to do today. We didn't do it.
What was that?
We have to figure out a time for Tuesday's show because our normal Tuesday show, the time, I can't make that exact time, but we're all available on Tuesday. We just got to figure out a time, but we didn't do it.
Well, you tell me when you want to go.
Yeah, just tell me, sweetheart.
It's on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can you go 3:00 Pacific time? That's 5:00 your time.
Okay. Once again, no. Why don't you look at
Okay.
the text
So I
message?
like how you told me. You
don't-
tell me.
Okay, let's
Okay.
rewind here. You
Mother effort.
texted me. You texted us on a Saturday night, and I still knew that one. So
Was that
that's
Saturday
on
night?
you.
Yeah, I told you I can't go at that time. I can go any other time on Tuesday. Why don't the people on the side predict the time we go? What
Yeah.
time should we go?
He literally said that word for word. He goes, "I literally can't go. I have dinner with his
All right,
grandma
that's
and
fine.
someone else."
All right.
Right?
You
Yes.
want? Can you go? 5:00 on Pacific time?
Yes.
Mario.
Yeah. I mean, that's
don't know.
making it, dude. That's rushing
You
his
wanna go in the
dinner. Why don't
morning?
we go
Yeah,
earlier?
Yeah, we want to go in the morning. Can we just do the show in the
Yes,
morning?
just
Why don't you
go in
say
the
that?
morning.
I did in a group message that you don't look at.
Dude, I've been busy. I didn't even know
I
the
said it-
Jags played today.
You were the one that started the conversation about when we
Alright.
should go.
Let's go 10 a.m. Pacific time. Can we do that, Mario?
No.
Can you go 12?
I can do
Oh,
that.
Hold on, 10 a.m. Pacific time. I can do that. 10 a.m.
Okay.
Pacific time. Can't go more than an hour
10
though.
a.m. Pacific time
On Tuesday.
on Tuesday, the 11th.
All right. That's
All right,
Veterans
all right.
Day. That's well, not technically.
Veterans Day is tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, I don't know why the kids are out of school on Tuesday. What's that all about? All right.
I don't
There
know.
we
Don't
go.
talk
No.
to kids. All right.
right.
See you next Tuesday.
I don't know either.
All right. Hey,
Happy
hey,
birthday,
big,
Cece.
hey, big birthday week for me this week too. How about that?
Oh yeah.
Really?
There you go. Yeah.
Dave-
Are you
Guess
is your
Dave's
birthday
age.
this week?
You play the
Yeah,
hate
guess
the game.
Dave's age in the chat.
We ain't doing-
If you get it
we ain't
right,
doing the
he
guess
sends you
Dave's
a
age.
Quentin Johnston.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
All right.
We're back 10 a.m. Tuesday. Talk more Charger football. All right, this is a good. It was a good time, man. Anytime your team wins, it's amazing how good you feel.
Yeah.
You know. All right.
Yes.
For Mario Heron, Josh Pele, I'm Dave Pele. Thanks again to everyone that participated in the chats. We saw everyone on the side too. If you have any comments after the show, or if you didn't catch the show live, go ahead and leave your questions in the YouTube chat. Josh and I will get to those. But we will be back Tuesday, 10 a.m. in the morning Pacific time. Have a good night, everybody.
And don't stop coming.